What's going on, everyone? Psych Perspectives, GeoFox here. I am feeling better. I still have a slight cough, and it's mostly just congestion. Coughing up phlegm, congestion, basically. But I do feel way better than what I felt last week. Way better. Um, so I'm working from home. This is a privilege to be able to still have a job and still be able to, and then also being able to work from home. Um, in this whole situation with COVID-19. Again, COVID-19 coronavirus. Please wash your hands. If you can quarantine and stay at home or stay in place at home, if you have the ability to do so, please do so, because this is not a joke. And it's dangerous out here. Our country, the USA, America, with the 3 Ks. We don't have enough ventilators. We don't have enough masks. We don't have enough just PPE, protective gear for our medical professionals, as well as essential workers, such as people working at the grocery store, working at the gas station, people working at fast food restaurants around the world, or around the country, don't have PPE protective gear to wear. So, again, it's sad that this is what's going on. And I'm just going to go on and say it. Our government is a complete and utter failure. And when you look at history, this government has pretty much been a failure since day one. I mean, it's never truly represented the people. It's always been about the wealthy. It's always been about the rich and corporations, essentially. I mean, and then it doesn't even matter what political party you're really supporting, because the Democrats also support the wealthy and the corporations. So I'm just going to be honest. When you look at the stimulus package that was just passed, which took them a week and a half to pass a stimulus package, it's garbage. First of all, the check isn't going to be here until May. That's still 4+ weeks away. So a lot of people are going to have to figure out, how are they going to pay their rent, mortgage, get gas, get food, and other necessities on their own. And a lot of people are going to go without, and that's sad. A lot of people are going to go without. A lot of people have found themselves in a situation where they've never been without food and shelter and other necessities, and now they're in that situation. And if you recall, I've been making videos for quite some time discussing how so many of us are literally essentially a paycheck away from being homeless, or being in poverty, or having financial crisis, financial ruin. I've been making videos on this topic for years. Okay, so this is nothing new. Okay, and now that so many more people, over 3 million people have applied for unemployment, you guys. I don't think people really understand. Over 3 million people have applied for unemployment. And chances are over half of them are not eligible and will not receive unemployment. Because, of course, in America, with the 3 Ks and a capitalistic society, the way we do unemployment in this country is very bizarre in itself. And with capitalism being the reigning champion, a lot of people are going to be denied unemployment benefits, and they're not even eligible for the unemployment benefits, such as gig workers. And, gig workers are the people who are doing your DoorDashes, your Uber, your Lyft, it's sad. It's sad. And then, as I mentioned before, too, with our healthcare situation in the USA, a lot of people, our healthcare is directly tied to our employer. And if you are laid off, fired, let go, or you decide to leave a job, you lose access to your health insurance. And those of us that have health insurance through our employer also have issues, as most of the time our insurance is garbage. I mean, the insurance that then don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for having the privilege of having a job at this time and having insurance. But when you look at our insurance policies, they're garbage. I mean, I have a $3,000 deductible and my pay is pathetic. Like, there's people at my company that I work at making $12 an hour. So how in the hell are they supposed to pay $3,000 deductibles on $12 an hour for a company that's constantly bragging about how much money in the billions that they're making every single month? But this is America for you. So a lot of people are, this is desperate times. This is horrible. We don't have enough ventilators. We don't have enough masks. People are literally having to choose who's going to have access to a ventilator. So what some states in the USA are doing, basically, they're only giving the ventilators to people who are in dire needs, which if you're an older person, guess what? You're not in dire needs according to these states because you're old. So they're going to give it to the 12-year-old, the 20-year-old before they're going to give it to the 60, 70-year-old, okay? A lot of people thought that they were healthy, because originally, because of Trump and his administration giving misinformation about the coronavirus, COVID-19, and people being told, well, if you're young and you don't have an autoimmune disease and you're not immune compromised, then you're okay. And if you do get COVID, you'll be able to fight through it, which over the past week or so, we have learned that has been a complete crock of shit. A lot of people are dying that are in the age groups between 20 and 49. So guess what? Young people are dying, kids are dying, old people are dying, everybody is dying. Okay, and then another thing that we're learning with the coronavirus, COVID-19, is the fact that the symptoms are extremely individualized. So, for example, I don't know if I had COVID-19 or not. It could have been allergies. It could have been the common cold or flu. Or I just could have had some very mild symptoms of COVID-19. We don't know because we don't have enough testing. We still do not have access to countrywide testing. And then even when we get to countrywide testing, we don't have enough ventilators, we don't have enough masks, we don't have enough hospital beds and PPE protective gear for people to wear, and we don't have a vaccine or really any true treatment at this point. So even if you are able to get everybody tested, how are you going to treat them is the next question. And again, it's individualized. So some of us will just be sick for a couple of weeks, and then some of us will be dead in a couple of days. You don't know. There's so many misinformation going on. You got the president telling people that they can take medication that is given to people who are dealing with lupus. And there's already been reports of people dying because they got the medication for lupus and took too much of it and died. I mean, it's insane. You have individual states where, if you don't have an intelligent, empathetic, sound governor, then your state is still open for business, like Florida, Texas, and Mississippi, where they're not doing quarantining, they're not doing stay at home, they're allowing people to go on as if everything is okay. And of course, those states are going to have high mortality rates dealing with COVID. And it's sad. It's sad to sit up and watch this, take place. The best advice I can really give at this point is wash your hands constantly. Every time you touch something, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, soap and water. If you don't have soap and water, use hand sanitizer. But the best case in scenario is to use soap and water. If you can stay home and self-quarantine, stay home. Stay in place if you can. You know, reduce the amount of times you're out and about. Do the social distancing of at least 3 to 6 feet, preferably 6 feet. Pray, meditate, positive energy, positive thoughts. You know, whomever or whatever you believe in, do something, because it's bad out here. It's crazy. And that's gonna be a whole nother video. But I just want to say I am feeling better, and I'm sending out positive energy, positive thoughts, positive vibes to everybody. And I do hope that we get through this.